Welcome to Better Business Podcast. My name is Alexi, and welcome to another episode, which I want to dedicate to Black Friday. So, guys, I'm sure you've all been to some sort of a Black Friday sale, maybe bought something good. Please share if you found anything interesting, because that's always a question that a lot of people would ask. Have you found anything cool? And Black Friday isn't just about the one day of Friday. It's typically this whole Cyber Week, which actually started today, Monday, the 27th this year. Now, Black Friday, where did that come from and what's it all about? So Black Friday is typically a day right after Thanksgiving, which is obviously an American similar day to Christmas here in Australia. Obviously, they still got Christmas, but Thanksgiving is a bit of a Christian holiday where people basically gather with their family, and it looks like Black Friday is an occasion that sort of happened straight after that, where a lot of businesses where their books were a little bit in the red, in the negative, did something to get more sales and basically get them in the black. So they stopped being red, and hence the name Black Friday, or at least that's my version of it. I personally think that a lot of Black Friday is unfortunately a little bit overrated because it's obviously an opportunity to sell. And I think the problem for a lot of businesses is that if a lot of people start selling all at the same time, it just becomes a battle, really. I guess it works for some businesses. It doesn't really work quite for others. But I think if you monitor prices close enough, you will find that the discounts are really not that great for most retailers. However, for others of a certain price range, you may actually be able to find something quite good. But it really comes down to I guess the offers themselves. So don't expect to have everything cheaper, but yeah, there's certainly a few things you may be able to buy as a consumer. Now, for the business, what does that mean? Now, if you run an online store, you will find that majority of the time the goal of the exercise is for you to get new customers. That's what you really want, because if you are able to service that customer, that gives you the details in order to sell to that customer in the future, or basically do an upsell along the way as well. So Black Friday, for that reason, obviously is a good opportunity where people may consider coming to your store to check something out, and that's a perfect opportunity for business owners to grab their names and emails in order to get them into their database. So from that perspective, I think that works really, really well. Now, if you run an online store, I see a lot of the time people go, hey, but I don't really want to discount. I don't really think it's going to be profitable for us. I don't want to lose money. Well, you don't specifically have to sell everything, through Black Friday sale. Maybe you could just choose a couple of products that'll help you get people through to your online store so they would sign up. And from there, you should be able to potentially create some upsells in order to be in the green, in order to be profitable. In our case, with the online stores we run, I found that doing the discounts on more expensive bundles gives us the profit margin to be able to discount from. And this way, we're not losing money. Now, on the other hand, you've got your service-based business. And I find that for service-based businesses, Black Friday sale, this whole idea is very tempting. However, the execution is a little bit sloppy. Now, if you're obviously doing Black Friday sales every year and you're getting a ton of leads come through, great. Please share below if that works for you. If it's not working as well, there's probably a few things you should potentially consider. Well, first of all, if you're going to be doing some sort of an email blast or an SMS blast for a service-based business, you typically would want to give it about 5 to 7 days for that sort of sale to come through and for people to find it relevant. The issue with service-based businesses is that a lot of the time the timing of the promotion doesn't really meet the customer wants and needs. Now, the fact that Black Friday is typically in November, last week of November, sort of coincides with the end of the year. So it's a good opportunity to actually wrap this up for something that goes towards the end of the year. So some sort of get ready for Christmas or summer or spring, whichever way you basically want to look at it in whichever part of the world you're from. Here in Australia, obviously, Christmas is summer. Obviously, in Europe and the US, it's the other way around. But I think, first of all, you want to make sure that you theme the whole campaign right. Secondly, if you're promoting a service, I think you should really focus maybe on 1 or 2 specific offers as opposed to doing too many, because once you're going to give people too many offers, it's going to be very difficult for them to choose. And you really just want them to click through to the one page with all the offers. So the idea of email campaigns in particular, or SMS blasts, is for people to click through to a single page that highlights those offers that they can easily sort of forward to their friends, or basically read more about things. And then from there, a lot of the time, business owners expect people to take action. They think if someone goes and opens up an email about a Black Friday special deal, they will be booking online. Well, that's not really the case. A lot of the time, that really just starts the conversation with the customer. And I think the best thing you can do is actually call a lot of those contacts that have opened up your email in order to continue that conversation, because chances are there could be a lot of questions there. Or if you're sending out an email to past customers or leads, you just really need to consider those circumstances. So in my opinion, an email blast or an SMS blast is just a conversation starter. You still need to have the actual conversation. So if you've done anything like that and you found that only a couple of people wrote back saying, hey, I'm interested in your service, maybe you should follow up and potentially try to see exactly what the situation is. And I guarantee you, a lot of the time, things will certainly change. We've done a campaign like that for a cleaning business just recently, and we found that a lot of the time people were not in the area anymore, or they basically got somebody else doing something. So upon sending an email, it was a very low response rate. But when we started calling, we had a lot more people signing up once you actually had a chat to them. And a lot of the time, I'd say 30% of the time, circumstances have changed where people don't have that problem or need anymore. So make sure you consider that as well. I think, with Black Friday, it's definitely a cool theme to potentially run throughout the year. You have to make sure you understand the flow of it. You understand the Cyber Monday week following, and that's really more to do with IT historically. However, now people push for all sorts of things. I am a fan of running sales outside of those trendy periods, though. I think if you want to promote something and you're going to do it during Christmas, or I don't know, end of financial year or Black Friday, your product or your service gets in the mix with everybody else. I think if you were to run a sale probably at a different time, you will probably get better results. But now, once again, it really depends on the nature of the business. We've worked with a furniture store a while ago, and I think running a campaign early November has actually worked really, really well in comparison to the end of year campaign, where they sort of tried to piggyback off Christmas and Boxing Day sales and whatnot. But yeah, I think people are just too busy in those periods going elsewhere. And that's the reason why a furniture store did much better in early November. So my advice to you is see if you can put together your own sale around the time when nobody else runs sales, and have a legit reason for it. If you're able to theme that and understand the ins and outs, think about that as a whole campaign that you really need to plan and understand how to measure the effectiveness of that campaign as well. If you have any dramas, reach out. Happy to have a chat. But definitely interesting when you do seasonal campaigns with various trends behind the things as well. It'd be interesting to find out more about your experiences through Black Friday, especially if you're a business owner, as to what you've done and things that have worked or haven't worked for you. So please make sure you share those things and comment below. Make sure that you understand, guys, that when it comes to doing promotions and stuff, it's not just about doing a Black Friday or end of financial year type of sale. You really need to make sure that there's a theme behind it. You have to make sure that there is a valuable offer behind the things, and then there's a call to action as well. That's just a starting point, and then you need to understand that there may be a few other things that will need to be considered in order to understand how people will take action. Will they inquire on your website? Will they call? Will they use, Facebook Messenger or something? Should you be using an AI chatbot or something like that? There's many different tools that are available right now. I think a lot of the time people are not able to fit them into the actual customer journey in order to capitalize on all this seasonal events. So hopefully, guys, I've given you a few ideas around Black Friday. If you've got anything else to share, please make sure you comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, and I wish you all have a great day. Chat soon.